Boys and girls, we know what these fractions are down here. They're equivalent. They're the same. The pictures show us that. What is the fraction for this one? Obvious. We know that this one is 1/4. Okay. We know that it's equal to this fraction, which is 2/8. 2 out of 8. Well, what did we actually do here in this circle? We actually made 2 more for every section. We multiplied each of these sections into 2, and we doubled them. Well, each of these sections represents our denominator. So we actually multiplied our denominator by 2. Well, 4 times 2 equals 8. 4 of these, and I multiplied each of them by 2, we get a total of 8. We did the same thing for the numerator. Over here is 1/4. When we made it the equivalent fraction, we don't have 1 shaded anymore, we have 2, but it's the same amount, just smaller pieces. So we also multiplied the numerator by 2. To find equivalent fractions, we're really multiplying our fraction to get an equivalent one. But, big deal right here. Big, big deal. What does that 2 really mean? 2 over 2 is 1. It is absolutely the same thing as 1. Which makes sense. Because, what is 5 times 1? 5. What is 100 times 1? 100. Anything times 1 is the same amount. So when I multiply 1/4 times 2/2, which is equal to 1, I'm going to get the same amount. 2/8 is the same amount as 1/4. If you look back at the pictures, it's the same amount. This is just in smaller pieces. It's because of the identity property. Anything times 1 equals itself. 1/4 times 1 equals itself, except when we're using 2, it shows up as 2/8. The identity property, identity property, identity property. 2/2 is the same as 1. That's why we get the same amount over here. Let's go to this one. What's my fraction here? I have 1/3. We know that it's equal because it's the same amount, although my picture's not perfect. And over here we've got 2, and what's my denominator? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, what did we do here? We took the picture and we divided it up into more parts. What did we multiply it by to get there? We multiplied it by 3 times what equals 6? 3 times 2 equals 6. Same thing up here. We did that here. We got 6 parts instead of 3 parts. And up here we have a 1 and a 2, which makes sense. We have 1 part here, 2 parts here. What did I do to get that? I multiplied it by 2. Oh, wait. What is 2 over 2? The identity property, identity property. 2 over 2 is 1. Anything times 1 equals itself. Yes, because this is the same amount. 1/3 is the same amount as 2/6. When we're finding the equivalent fraction, we're really multiplying by 1. Very good. Now, let's see if you can do this. If I had 2/5 equals something 15ths. No picture necessary. What did we do to get to the 15? We actually multiplied it by 3. But if we do that up on the denominator, we must do it to the numerator. 3 over 3 equals 1. 2 times 3 equals 6. 5 times 3 equals 15. 2/5 is the same as 6/15. What about this one? 2/7 equals something 28. 7 times what gets me 28? 7 times 4 gives me 28. Up here, I need to do the same thing. I have to multiply it by 1 because I need the same thing. So I'm going to multiply it by 4/4. 7 times 4 equals 28. 2 times 4 equals 8. 2/7 is the same. Look at that. 2/7 is the same as 8/28. They're the same thing when multiplied by 1. Very good.